Good morning, or at least for me. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to our channel. I'm getting ready to ride Happy. It's been a week off for me because it was Thanksgiving this week. I had family visiting, so I haven't seen Happy since Monday. So this is my first ride back. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get on. There's a course set up. I'm hoping that his leg is better. He sounded better walking out to turnout today. So come along with us on our Sunday vlog. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. And if you can, I'll do a voiceover for this. But what I just was trying to release was on the top of his mouth, kind of in the middle is where the trigeminal nerve meets. And that nerve connects to the rest of his body. And so we have found with Happy that, now it's coming, that, and the other horses in this barn, but that nerve is usually where, like a pressure point where they like to have a release. So I usually put my hand into the roof of his mouth, which is not fun, but he doesn't bite me. And then I just kind of hold it there. And I try to wait till he relaxes. Sometimes he doesn't right away. But the theory is that since this one connects to the rest of his body, that it helps to release some tension in his back and get some of that like energy flowing better. And we also feel like because he's mouthy, I'm coming. That he's mouthy, and that's part of it, is that he's asking you by pulling his hands, your hands, because he's never like nippy mean. He's like almost like he's directing you. That's what he is wanting, is something in his mouth to do that, because he bites his reins, he bites his lead rope. So yeah, that was what I was doing with my hand in his mouth. Okay, I'm coming. Is that itch? Is that really itchy? Should I put some medicine on it right now? Should I? I said maybe. I said very itchy. Very itchy today. Yeah. Let's see. What's that look like? Oh, it looks way better. Yay! The steroids are helping. Okay, let's put some Corona on it though so that it doesn't itch while we ride. You need this then? That's not too tight. And then down here, you can still see me over the blankets. Maybe I should move them. Down here on his midline, there is I want to call it, feels like a tendon. I don't know if that's what it is. But I think it's where like the fascia, where his stomach, his muscles meet around his core. That's another area where he can get tight, especially if he's had a tie-up event, which he does have some of those still. They're not as bad and debilitating as they used to be, but he still has them. And when he really is itchy on his stomach, I start to think that that's bothering him. So that was why he just scratched at his stomach. I wanted to double check that that wasn't sore or tight. And it wasn't, so he just had an itch. But that was one of the places I looked to for a horse with PSSM or muscle disorders. Yeah. Oh, come on, Amber. Alright, and then since it's cold, I'm going to put a little liniment on just to help if he has any muscle stiffness right now. We're using our ceramic pad today. Here we are. There is Happy. We're heading out. He's so cute. He seems to be in good spirits today. So I'm hoping that we have a good ride. We'll see. Good spirits sometimes can mean super fresh, so we'll find out. Huh, Hap? I say, oh yeah, we will find out. Alright guys, I realized I did not give you an overview of what I'm going to do today. So we are going to, which he feels pretty good at the walk anyways, we are going to work over a very small course. There is a bounce line, some bendies. Most of them are verticals except for a large cross rail I have here, which you're going to probably see as I walk past it, and one cross rail going into the bounce. Let's see if I can see. There's the bounce. Here's the other cross rail. So that's what we're going to work on, as long as our flat work goes well, because as always the flat work is the first priority, and if the flat work ain't going well, then there's no point in jumping. So that's what we're gonna do today, and I hope that it's a good video. So we'll find out momentarily. Happy's taking me to the gate, so we're clearly, he said we're done. Happy, we're not done. Happy! Alright, welcome to the voiceover, everyone. So, as you can see, Happy was a little spicy. I tried to start this ride just giving him enough rein to feel himself and not to be too constrained, and then I figured after I cantered I would start asking for a little bit more from him through my hands and everything, but started out pretty loose and just letting him trot around and move his hind, move his shoulders. You can tell he's pretty tight through his body. I didn't feel like he felt horrible when I was riding him, but he definitely is a little bit more on the forehand than usual. And he definitely was a little bit harder to get to stretch and lift his back, but it's also been cold and he had essentially a week of no riding. So that's not normal for him. Usually at most he has is like 2 days of no riding, and I usually ride 3 to 4 days a week. So this was definitely what I get after a week off, which honestly was really, really great, because normally after a week off, he's crippled or completely insane mentally to the point that I can't ride him. So I was actually very pleased with this, even though watching this video, I can definitely see that he was pretty on the forehand and pretty tight through his shoulders, and I think also tight through his hamstrings on his hind end. You'll see that more when we're jumping though, I think. Alright, so you guys can totally see that he's struggling a little bit to get over these fences, and it's just purely that he's on his forehand and really having a hard time getting under himself from behind, and that's why he's taking some stuff down in the front, and we're just all around having a hard time getting through things without running at them. But I have to say, again, I wasn't unhappy with this. So he definitely is running, he's definitely not as over his back and rocking back and going over these fences in a way that I would really like him to, and honestly in a way that he was doing a week ago. But he's out of practice, I'm out of practice for a week, and he is just getting back into everything. So the fact that he went out here and was able to get through basically these little courses that I set up and was able to figure out the bounce, we haven't done a bounce in like forever, made me so happy and proud of him. So even though, you know, some people may think this doesn't look great and they would be really unhappy if their horse rode like this, I am just over the moon that my horse was able to ride like that. And then, as I mentioned, I thought his hamstrings were tight, so when I got off, I went to stretch them, and as you can see, they were tight, and the stretch made him feel so much better. He started yawning, and he was just really happy with it. So I think that's it for our vlog today. Thanks for coming along for our first ride back after a week off for a holiday break. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you did, so that we can have more people a part of this community and a part of my little standard bred group. So thank you guys so much for watching.